Hey guys, it's Anamanga here. I got a brand new episode review for you guys today. It's episode 4, Into the Hornets Nest. Another one of my favorites. I mean, pretty much every episode in Duelist Kingdom is my favorite. So, just starting out here, the 5 points of the episode I would like to touch on that are so iconic to me. The first point. This starts the tournament, the actual tournament, Duelist Kingdom. Yes, people include the first 3 episodes in the Duelist Kingdom story arc, but the tournament doesn't actually start till episode 4. They get on the island, they see all the competitors, Mako, Mai, of course Weevil, Rex. You see Pegasus. You know everyone's here. You even get a glimpse of Bakura really fast, but it's over in a flash like that. But that's what references Bakura for later in the tournament. So anyway, the first point I would like to make is it's the best start to a tournament of any tournament I've ever seen in anime. And not just anime, but in general, any tournament. I love the start of Duelist Kingdom. It always gets me so excited. I always get sweaty and clammy hands when Pegasus is explaining the tournament. Everyone's gathered around saying, "Oh, is that the man who beat Kaiba? Yeah, or I mean, is that the kid who beat Kaiba? Yeah, on his own turf too." I love that. I love that banter. It really adds to the build up of the tournament. Um, yeah, and a funny thing is, a long time ago I looked it up, and apparently there was only like 40 contestants on the island. It seemed for some reason to be more than 40 contestants. Well, there was more than 40 because there were some stowaways like Bandit Keith and Bones and Bandit Keith's crew, and of course Bakura. That's like 5 people alone right there. That's 5 people right there. Plus, if you don't count Joey, that's 6 people. So anyway, I think it's the best start to a tournament ever. Pegasus explains it so accurately, so amazingly, and flamboyantly as always. um, the build up is so good to it. What else is there to say? The introduction of the star chips, the gloves, the gauntlets they wear. The gauntlets are so iconic. Like I'm drawing it right here. Well, I'm drawing the hair right here, but you can see the gauntlet earlier. It's so iconic to me that you can stick 10 little star chips on there and you can enter the castle. So that's the first point. Best start to a tournament ever. Better start than Battle City, in my opinion. In my opinion. Second point. Weevil's cheating continues on in this episode. He's really, as usual, scummy and weaseling his way through the tournament. However, the Pharaoh catches it, or Yugi calls him on it. He calls him bad on it too. But anyway, Weevil cheating by knowing the secret rules, the hidden rules that only a select few know. I'm pretty sure Pegasus told him these rules because he won the regional tournament. I'm guessing that's how Weevil got the info, or else he's just some sort of hacker or something. Weevil doesn't seem like a hacker type to me. But anyway, I'm talking about technology wise. I'm not sure. But he definitely knows, and he thinks he's the only one that knows. And he tries to pull this move over on the Pharaoh in the start of the duel when they first play their first monsters. I remember Weevil played the Killer Needle and the Pharaoh played Mammoth Graveyard. And they were dead even, except Mammoth Graveyard goes down first. And then Killer Needle goes down after Weevil trash talks a lot. And the Pharaoh just he just laughs in his face. I'll always remember the Pharaoh's personality here. It's just the best. This is the Pharaoh at his peak. He's so smug, but so heroic at the same time. He's the only person I've ever seen that can get away with being smug and heroic at the same time and still come out the great hero. I think Weevil knowing the rules already, the rules of the filled power bonus. That's typical Weevil, but the Pharaoh figuring it out in seconds just proves how much of the king of games he is. He's such a quick study. So that's the second point. The third point, I think kind of already went over this, but the star chips, of course, it's iconic. The gauntlet's iconic. I always wanted one as a kid, but I did get the dual disc for Battle City later. um, but I never saw the gauntlet or the chips in store. I'm guessing because the show was just catching on in America around this time. Uh, so the star chips, yeah, and the gauntlet iconic. That's the third point. The fourth point, the Pharaoh's famous mirror force play, the first introduction of mirror force, which is what I'm drawing right here. um, an introduction to mirror force. It gets the best introduction to probably any trap card in the history of the show. The way he unveils it, and he did the original stall play until he got the right trap, laid it down, made Weevil play all his bugs out on the field, which is what he was counting on, and then to completely screws him over and blows up his field and his life points, because in Duelist Kingdom, you apparently lose life points when Mirror Force affects you, which is hilarious. Typical Duelist Kingdom. But so blows up Weevil's entire field, and it's just an iconic play. I love the way it goes down with Weevil saying how he's gonna squash Yugi because of all the insects he squashed over his life and stuff. It's payback time when he says that. And then he really baits Weevil out, saying, I play the Dark Magician, or I defend with the Dark Magician. And Weevil's like, excellent, I'll destroy your very favorite card first. And then of course the moment where it looks like time freezes, which anime does a lot, and it looks like time freezes, and it's just very iconic where he laughs. He's like, I love it. It's just he's so smug and heroic at the same time. He's my true hero. And then Weevil, why are you laughing? And then he reveals it's the Mirror Force play, and bam, 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 it just blows up the whole field, depleting Weevil's life points to a hilarious 555. Everything about this play is iconic, and there's not much else to say about it. So that's the fourth point. The fifth point, Weevil again not really cheating, but as usual, lying about what he's doing in duels, and lying about he used up all his insects. He did that on purpose, just in case as a failsafe, which is pretty smart, honestly. If you're gonna duel the Pharaoh, the King of Games, you may wanna have a failsafe or two in there. I would say that. So yeah, him lying about all his insects and showing a preview for what's to come, the Cocoon of Evolution, Great Moth. Because as a kid, I had no idea what that was. I was like, yeah, what's that? It's pulsating. I didn't know what it would be, of course, for the preview. And then the next episode, it blew my mind when Great Moth came out. I thought it was going to be stronger, honestly, when I first saw it. But I thought it was going to be on Blue Eyes level. But as a kid, I remember when he comes out, and I'm like, wait a second, he's not even as strong as Blue Eyes. And then later on, as an adult, I'm like, okay, well, it makes sense, because there's really no cards as strong as Blue Eyes with regular attack points, or just regular monsters anyway. So anyway, that's the fifth point. Weevil lying about using up all his insects, and he's like, I lied about that too. That stuff. So those are the 5 points. The episode MVP, I'll get to that in a second. I want to rate it. So I want to say the rating for this episode, it's very iconic. It's very iconic. It's more iconic than the third episode, in my opinion. It continues the build up of the tournament while introducing all the rest of the characters. Weevil's, again, really scummy in this episode, and he does so well at it. So well at it. Yugi's friends really offer great support in this episode. Yugi, or the Pharaoh, just is at his smug and heroic best in this episode, and completely negates what Weevil was trying to do, which is very, very satisfying. That alone, I would say this episode is 9 out of 10. I would put 9 points out of 10 for this, or 9 star chips, I should say. Yeah, definitely. It's a very iconic episode. And then the episode MVP, hands down, Yami Yugi Pharaoh, whichever you want to call him, but I call him the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh, hands down, because of his, just alone for his smugness and how awesome he is. And whoa, my shading is not very good today, is it? So, just the episode MVP, Yami Yugi or Pharaoh, 9 out of 10, definitely for this review. All right, I'll see you guys I'll see you duelists in the next episode. Bye, guys.